Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Puranānāmalaya Karunalayam Namāmi Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatīm Vyāsam Tato Jayamudīrayet Yudhiṣṭhira uvāca svadharmavartitvaṃ manaso damanaṃ damaḥ kṣamā dvaṃdvasahiṣṇutvaṃ hrīḥ. So what is dama? Dama in English translates as command. What is the command? So suppose a police officer is there. He commands a group of other junior officers. That is considered command. Everybody follow what he says. That's why his word is a command. That is how it works in this world. Whereas when it comes to Tattvavidananda, the self-knowledge, the command is not the authority over others. That is not the command. The command is how much can you command your own mind. That is the command. So this is what is there in the mind of yakṣa, how he will answer. Suppose he says, I command all the people that are under my control. Suppose he says that, he failed. But suppose Dharmaraja says that you are able to command your mind. That is the real command. You understand? A king may be able to command all his subjects by the fear of authority, law, this and that. But the king may not be able to command his own mind. Therefore, damaḥ is not really commanding others. That is how it is understood in the world. Damaḥ is commanding one's own mind. So that is the answer. What do you mean by commanding the mind? You see, hyperactivity of the mind. This we discussed earlier, but still I am reminding you briefly, is a disease. Now, after this social, what are they called? Social media, is it? That is what it is, Facebook, etc. The social media, so when they started proliferating, people's minds have become hyperactive. All of us are victims of the same to different degrees. And this is now recognized. It is recognized in psychiatry. New diseases have entered that psychiatrists have to treat, like a cell phone addiction is a disease. And so the psychiatrists have to treat it. And then there are resorts which are advertised and people go there. They are called black hole resorts. Did you come across some of that? Therefore, they charge very high prices precisely because you cannot get online in their rooms. Yeah. When you take a room in their hotel and live there, while you are living in that room, you cannot get online. And therefore they charge higher price. And people go there because people are really hit hard at the psychological level by this online and all that. And now they are understanding it, and therefore, so they create resorts. In the town, this particular resort is called Black Hole Resort, and if you enter into it, you cannot open your cell phone or the instrument you cannot use. Then there are internet rescue camps. You know that? There are such things. They are mainly for kids, especially during the summer, to save kids from the addiction to screen, the lighted screen. The kids have to be saved, you know. Kids, at what age they start this screen business? At the age of 3, 1. And therefore they get addicted. And mother is tired when the kid is crying all the time. Mother gets tired, and therefore mother gives the telephone to the kid, and the kid stops crying, and then it watches the screen. And now the kid's mental development is not there. They become mentally handicapped. Therefore, they have to be saved from the internet. And therefore, there are camps conducted in the summer period, and these camps are called internet rescue camps for the kids. Then there is a software, somebody has developed a software. It is called Freedom Software. And you can download it and put it in your cell phone or smartphone or your laptop or your iPad or tablet, whatever it is. You can download that software. It is available for a price called Freedom Software. So it enables to disable the internet connection for 4 to 8 hours, up to 8 hours. So you have to choose it, how many hours you want to disable. 6 hours I want to disable. Now you choose 6 hours and then it starts disabling. From you give a time, 11 o'clock onwards, you disable for 6 hours, it disables. You cannot get it back. On that instrument, once you have given the command, you cannot reverse it. And so for 6 hours you remain free from internet connection. That is called Freedom Software. 1999 or something, you pay credit card and download it into your instrument. So this is how people have become victims. Already in certain countries like South Korea, there are clinics to save people from smartphone addiction freeing clinic. Like that in South Korea particularly, and many other countries also. Even it is known, it is reported in New York Times that Intel Inside, that Intel company, they have given 4 hours of uninterrupted quiet to their engineers. You have 4 hours of quiet. Nobody will interrupt you, and no internet. That is the time given, privilege given to the managers and to the engineers, so that in those 4 hours that their head becomes clear. Head requires that time to make itself clear of all the information that is dumped into the brain cells. And so Intel finds that its engineers, etc., are doing a good job after 4 hours of uninterrupted free time, uninterrupted by internet. Intel as a company may not be doing well, but my information is nearly 2-3 years old, which I picked up from New York Times. Because Intel is doing means everybody else is doing also, other people are also doing. Because it is understood that an average American teenager processes 75 text messages per day. And then one girl, teenager in Sacramento, handled 10,000 messages every day for 1 month. And she was admitted in a psychiatric hospital. Now you understand, generally examples are given in the extreme, negative examples are given like that, but now you understand the danger in which we are all living. In fact, all of us, after the discovery of YouTube, discovery is done and for 2-3 years nothing big happened, then Google purchased the YouTube, and all Google customers have now become YouTube customers. And after once YouTube is come into the society, people all over the world, their attention span is badly reduced. Now people don't, you try your attention span, I will see. How much time you can pay attention to a given subject, that is called attention span. For example, at one time we used to watch movies that have the length of 3 hours. Now, can you watch a movie that has length of 3 hours? No. 2 hours? No. 1 hour? No. Unless the movie is really, really captivating, you cannot watch. That's why now nobody is watching movies. The theaters are all empty. It is not like earlier days, because people, to watch a movie, you have to spend half a day. You have to go there, stand in the line, purchase the ticket, sit inside, watch up to the interval, come out, take some coke or coffee, and then again go back and watch the rest of the movie, and then come home and pay for all that. That model fails. It doesn't work. For that model to work, people must have some commitment, some attention span, at least for 3 or 4 hours. But now they don't have any attention span. How long can you read a book? I have a feeling you cannot read for more than 5-10 minutes. I have a feeling like that. It all depends what kind of attention span you have. You are still able to retain. That is how the mind has become. Now you have to address this situation and take mind into your control. So, and in the context of Vedanta, that is Adhyatma-vidya, so you have to remember the words of the golden words of Sri Krishna, Mayyeva mana adhatsva, mayi buddhin niveshaya. So, let your mind be fixed upon God. Now, what is that God that you have to fix the mind upon? What is the God? Not the theistic God. That is how they propose in the world, the gurus, etc., they propose that you put your mind fixed on the God. Who is the God? Krishna is the God. So how to fix mind on the God? Say Krishna, 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 or Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, says 10,000 times per day. Will that fix the mind on Krishna? No. If any, the opposite happens. Means it becomes very mechanical and the mind is not able to fix itself on the God. So not like that. That is not how you fix the mind upon God. Mayyeva mana adhatsva. So how you do? So you visualize the glory of Ishvara, the vibhuti of Ishvara in whatever you look at. So go out into the nature. The birds, the ability of the birds to fly in the space, that is the glory of Ishvara. The trees, they grow tall and stand there in all weather. And they are as if they are meditating. The tree is meditating. And so you look at the tree and visualize the glory. It is not even difficult to visualize. There is so much glory there. It is pouring out all the glory. If only you can see it. Like that, you have to see the glory of Ishvara, the vibhuti. Vibhuti is the glory of Ishvara in every part of the creation. So you have to go out into the open, alone, and try to see, look at the sky in the night. Peer into the depths of space in the night. You will be looking at the stars, an empty space, infinite space. That helps to make the mind calm. And then watch the rising sun or moon and realize the glory of the rising sun is indeed the glory of God. That's why you fix the mind on God through many of the vibhutis that are everywhere, ubiquitous. Everywhere the glory of God is there. So it all depends how you train yourself. When you see a river, you remember God. When you see a bird in flight, do you remember God? When you see a child with all its innocence and joy, smiling joyously, do you remember God? It all depends. Or you don't remember anything, you remember only the world. So, if none of these things make you think of God, that means you are not in command of your mind. your mind has become very worldly. On the other hand, some of these things, or many of these things, draw your attention right away towards God. That is how you have a marvelous command on the mind. People quote a verse about this, but they quote half, they don't quote full. Therefore, what they say becomes half-truth. What is the verse is? Yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhayaha. That is what they quote. And expound upon it. Wherever the mind goes, that is Ishvara. That is the samadhayaha. That is the concentration of the mind. Is it? It is not. Just you are presenting some utopia. It is not. Suppose your mind goes on to the mall. Now, do you remember Ishvara there? You don't remember Ishvara. You think of your son in the university. Do you remember Ishvara? You are just some utopia. So, there is another line for it. That line you have to take into account. Without taking the other line into account, either you don't know the another line, or you don't pay attention to that another line, or you purposefully ignore it and leave it. Whatever is going on, I don't know, but the other line is never brought out. The other line is dehabhimane galite vijñāte paramatmani yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhayaha. That is the entire verse. This is from Panchadashi. So suppose you do not have identification with the body anymore. Means you do not identify with the body mind. Means you do not assess yourself as I am the body mind. That is not how you look at yourself or how you assess yourself. Then how do you assess yourself? I am that inner light, the light of awareness. That is how you look at yourself. It is doable and you have to do it. And in doing so, you also realize the Supreme Self is indeed the inner light of awareness. That is the Supreme Self. Not this small physical body mind identified self. The Supreme Self. That is called Paramatma. And you realize that. Now it doesn't matter wherever your mind goes. Then only. Now that part you give away. And just put this yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhayaha, it becomes misleading. So now you get a complacency. So my mind goes to the hotel, tiffin hotel, that is also Ishvara. My mind goes to mall, that is Ishvara. My mind goes to cinema hall, that is Ishvara. My mind goes to money, that is Ishvara. So that is silly. It doesn't work like that. Therefore, don't say yatra yatra manoyati. Don't say that. You focus on the vibhuti. First, you focus on the vibhutis that are mentioned in Gita. And then you can come out with your own vibhutis. Every vibhuti need not be mentioned in Gita. So some vibhutis you can come out with your own expanded consciousness. So this is how mayeva mana adhatsva. Then mayi buddhin niveshaya. You see, you have intellect, right? You use that intellect, the sharpness of the intellect, to solve a sudoku. Unnecessary, Purchase the sudoku book and solve it. Why should you solve it? You are wasting your intellect. Then otherwise crossword puzzle, you solve it. In Hindu, then the newspaper of India, The Hindu, the last page, there will be crossword puzzle. And also crossword puzzle number 10,082. That means so many every day he comes out with a crossword puzzle. Now what I do? I will sit with it and it takes 2 hours or so and fill up all the words. And then next day the key will come And some of the words are right, some of them are not right. So nobody will give you any praise, etc. But you get a feeling that you have employed your mind, your intellect in a very focused way. Of course it is focused way, no doubt about it, but it is focused on wasteful thing. It doesn't help. It doesn't help in the language skill also, as far as I understand. By solving the crossword puzzles, you do not become a linguist. You study Shakespeare or Bernard Shaw or Charles Dickens. You study something of that classical literature. That will improve that will hone your language or literature skills, not crossword puzzles. This is how people engage their intellect on wasteful things. You should not do that. You should use your intellect. You have intellect. You should use the right way. What is the right way? You see, you take Buddha's teachings, or Shankara's teachings, or Ramatirtha's teachings. Take one of them, or Vivekananda's teachings, and study. They challenge your intellect. Not easy. You have to really, really study it, not one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times you study it, then you get the spirit of it. If you have an intellect, use Shankara Bhashyam, study it and see where is your intellect. The Adhyasa Bhashya you study. So, one gentleman, he said, Swamiji, you recommend a book, I want to study Adhyasa Bhashya. I said, you come to the class. No, class I will come later, but let me study it. I don't know Sanskrit, but I know English. You recommend an English translation. I told him, I will recommend a translation, but you will not be able to make out anything. I will try. Okay, Gambhiranandaji's translation you take. He took it. He got hold of the book and then read the first para. You may try. First para. And he was shaken. What is this? Then he read it again. Nothing happened. He read a third time and gave up. He entered into second para, it is even worse. Because the first para itself you cannot make out. It is not possible.
Not easy to follow Gambhirananda.
No, not possible. Okay? And suppose we carefully translate into Telugu, suppose. Even then people cannot follow. That is the kind of challenge the Shankara Bhashya throws at you. You accept the challenge and understand Adhyasa Bhashya, only that much. Some 6-7 paragraphs, Adhyasa Bhashya. You understand that. You take 6 months. Understand that. You have utilized your intellect in a very fruitful way. That is the meaning of Mayi Buddhin Niveshaya. You use your intellect. You fix your intellect on the right thing and understand the right thing. Study a classic which challenges your intellect. But it should be connected with Ishvara, because Adhyatma Vidya, you know. Suppose you study theory of numbers. Good, that is good. It is a challenging subject in mathematics. But that doesn't become Adhyatma Vidya. You will be still mesmerized by the glory of numbers. And then you have to visualize God in it and convert it into a vibhuti. But if you take up a text like Ramatirtha or Shankara, etc., and read it with focus, understand it, assimilate it, it is the biggest challenge to the human intellect. And you are now fulfilled, having got a worthy intellect. That is how you have to do. So by studying such literature, classical literature, your mind becomes very pure and it will lose its fickleness. Mind is very fickle, you know. It loses all the fickleness and becomes more focused. This is how the Mayi Buddhin Niveshaya. So you see, for example, this you take as a challenge. your true nature is not physical, not psychological. Your true nature is of pure light of awareness. That is your true nature. You work on it. And then one more thing I will give you to work on. The perceiver inside and the perceived outside, they rise at the same time and they sink at the same time in that inner light of awareness. You are not the perceiver. You are that inner light of awareness. Means in you, the inner light, the perceiver comes along with the perceived. You work on it. And you understand it deep within. That is the challenge. So some such challenge you have to accept, and that will keep your mind quiet. So the mind will lose its fickleness, it becomes more calmer, and it starts moving a little slower, and then you are now moving in the right direction of self-realization. And before self-realization, your mind becomes very calm and quiet, and you enjoy a tremendous freedom from that inner tormentor called mind. Got it? There is a verse in Kathopanishad. You see, there must be pramana buddhi. If pramana buddhi is not there, how can we help? So the Upanishad says, Yada panchavatishtante jnanani manasa saha buddhischa na vicheshteta tamahu paramam gatim. That is Kathopanishad. Tam paramam gatim ahuhu. Mahatmas say that is the supreme state of realization. Paramagatihi. What is that? Look at your organs, pancha. Yada panchavatishtante, pancha. Means you are not listening to any sounds. Means all perception. You are not listening to the sounds. You are not seeing the forms. You are not picking up any smells. You are not interacting with any touch, soft, hard, hot, cold, etc. In this five, I have to list the five. But primarily two, eyesight and ears. Means you are free from nama rupa, that covers two. Two covered, five covered. But pancha it says, Shruti says pancha, therefore I am counting five. So, therefore, you are not relating to a sense of touch, and then you are not eating anything. Means you are not, some people go on eating, munching something or the other. Some bubble gum. What is there to eat bubble gum? Like a dog dealing with the bone, plastic bone. Not even the regular bone. Plastic bone. It will be sitting and munching upon the plastic bone. Similarly, you put some bubble gum in the mouth and go on munching it whole day. So that means one of the organs is functioning. All the five, avatishtante, they remain resolved. Manasa saha, no emotions, no stray thoughts, etc. So you watch it, they stop. Buddhischa na vicheshteta, you do not engage your intellect also now. So now five sense organs, mind and buddhi, they are quiet, they are not moving. So where it will take you? Tamahu paramam gatim. That it will take you to supreme realization. Means what? You become familiar with the silent mind. People are not familiar with silent mind. They are familiar with the active mind, or they are familiar with the dead mind in sleep. People do not even know there is a thing called silent mind. This, in Mandukya it comes, manaso yamani bhave, brahma sampadyate tada. I wish I remember the other line also. This translation also I will give you. Manaso yamani bhave. When the mind becomes no mind, amani bhave. This amani bhave, there is a translation by Swami Chinmayanandaji Maharaj. There he writes no mindhood. Amani bhave. Bhava is hood. Mani is manaha. I is no. No with hyphens. No mindhood. When the mind attains no mindhood, means the mind becomes quiet. Mind, here the mind includes intellect also, okay? So the mind, the inner organ becomes quiet. Then what about the five sense organs? They are anyway quiet. Unless the mind is associated with them, they cannot function independent of the mind, generally. If they function independent of the mind, that becomes a ganglional consciousness. Okay? Therefore, they function in tandem with the mind. Therefore, when the mind becomes no mind, manaso hyamani bhave, what will happen? You become the Brahma. Brahma sampadyate tada. That means that inner silence, that inner no mindhood is Brahman. Cannot believe it, right? You cannot believe it, right? Why? Because you are conditioned to think of God as something unique, different, other, somewhere else, etc. That is how you are conditioned. That conditioning of the God understanding, that prevents the realization of this basic truth. When the mind is functioning, creating a person, a small self, you are the jiva. Take yourself to be that small self. You are the jiva. When the mind becomes quiet, like in sleep, what happened in sleep to you? You know, shall I tell you what happened? The jiva has merged in Ishvara. That is what happened. Why do you come out of sleep refreshed and invigorated? Because in sleep you have dived into the Godhood. Godhood or Godhead. Whatever, you can say both ways. That's why you come out very refreshed and invigorated. Okay, without sleep, a person will go crazy, because it is the sleep in which that small self, you become free from the small self for a while and merge in the Godhead. Now the same thing you do in the waking state. That is called self-realization. The same thing means you merge in the no-mind state. That is called Brahma sampadyate tada. Just like in sleep, you merge. Sampadyate means merges. Merges in God. The same way, even while remaining awake, if your mind becomes quiet, you merge in God. Very simple. Therefore, this is how, so you can make the mind a bit more calm and quiet. You have to do that. You have to do that. Otherwise, the mind becomes an inner tormentor. We have discussed good amount of discussion we made about this mind. So let us make some more progress. Next question. So kṣamā ca kā parā proktā. What is it? That is supreme kṣamā. Okay. What is kṣamā? Sanskrit word. I'll give you translation. But in Sanskrit, kṣamā has got a wider meaning. And therefore, one translation may not cover the entire width of that word. For example, kṣamā is to endure, which is same as to put up with. Somebody is making a lot of noise, you put up with it. That is kṣamā. Okay? Suppose there is some headache or some other pain in the body, you just put up with it. That is kṣamā. Required, you know. Forbearance. Did you hear that word, forbearance? To forbear. That is kṣamā. That is one meaning. The second meaning is to forgive. That is kṣamā. You forgive others. I forgive others' transgressions, so that God will forgive my transgressions in turn. This is from Bible. Okay, therefore that forgiveness. So kṣamā has no two meanings. One is endurance, second is forgiveness. Now what is endurance and what is its alternative? You endure. Suppose you do not endure, you don't want to endure, what will you do? You cry or you shout or you jump and hit the ceiling. That is the alternative. You want to go to the alternative or you want to better take up endurance? I used to have a friend, he used to say, hey, behave. If you don't want to behave, don't behave. That is how he used to say. So I adopted the same thing. Endure, come on, endure. No, we don't want to endure. Okay, don't endure. See, hit the ceiling. Hit the ceiling. What else you will do? Endure. Don't cry too much. Endure. That endurance. This endurance is of two kinds. One is physical. So physical means in the body, a particular part of the body is hurt, is injured or hurt, or it becomes sick also. That is also hurt only. So therefore, that particular part of the body needs healing. It needs healing. Until then, it gives pain. It becomes painful. So what you have to do now with pain? How to proceed with pain? There are two extremes to that. In India we see it all the time. They don't care for the pain of the person. Do something about his pain. They don't do, just ignore. Once I went to Nirmal Hospital in Hrishikesh. There is a Nirmal Hospital in Hrishikesh, you must be knowing. So there is a Sikh community runs it, and all sadhus are treated free. That is it is written there also. And therefore I am a sadhu. And so Sudhanandaji told me, hey, Mahipal, come here, take Swamiji to Nirmal Hospital. So I went to the Nirmal Hospital with some pain. Pain, what pain it is, I don't remember, some pain. And so the orthopedic. And I went to the doctor. The doctor is examining me. In the doctor's room, there is another stretcher-like table, big table, high table. And a patient is lying down on that table, a patient from some village. And he is crying bitterly. Ayo, mo, ayo. Because his hand or leg, I don't remember, it was broken. And this is the orthopedic guy. He has done something and he has kept him pending. Then I told the doctor, he is crying bitterly, please attend to him, I will wait. Then he said, he is crying like that since morning, let him cry for some more time, it will be there, you come. And he examined me and gave me prescription and sent me. It works like that. Here it doesn't work. Here, they do the extreme. Here what they do, they put this IV and one pain medication is added to the IV with a knob, and they give the knob to your hand. So you lie down, you feel a little pain, open the knob and put some more medicine into the system. Now the pain is reduced, then close the knob. You are dumping so much pain medication into the body, that doesn't help. Tomorrow the same amount of medication won't help to reduce the pain. You need extra medication. And some other medicine you need. So Tylenol doesn't work. You have to go to higher, next level. Non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory drug. You have to go to the next level. That doesn't work. Then you have to go to steroids. Pain medication. Very painful. Once you start taking steroids, they will have tremendous side effects. These steroids in chemistry, they are very fascinating molecules, but in day-to-day life, they are deadly medicine. Okay? Therefore, people are victims of the steroids. All hormones, estrogen, this gen, that gen, testosterone, 17 alpha hydroxy, progesterone, all these hormones, they are all steroids. And they make us live healthy, and they can make our life havoc. Steroid replacement therapy is there. Till now they are still working on it. I don't know whether they have come to any conclusion. At one time they said it is good, but then they banned it. It is bad. But now they are reintroducing it. It goes on. So anyway, you should have endurance. You cannot depend upon the medicine all the way. You have to endure. Don't rush to the medicine unless the pain becomes really unbearable. You need not be like that example I gave, where the pain is extreme but he is left alone to suffer. You don't do that. But don't do this also, where you don't want even a hint of pain. That is how here medicine works. That doesn't help. So what you have to do is see whether you can endure some pain. When there is ill health, this endurance becomes relevant physical when the person is not well. Suppose some knee pain is there, you go for knee replacement surgery. That doesn't solve anything. Just doesn't solve anything. It generates its own set of problems. Suppose you have the heart skip a beat, then you go for a stent. The stent doesn't solve anything. Just wait, appa. What is the hurry? Wait. A gentleman is in 40s, younger, much younger to me. He got some pain here. Here or here, left side, some pain. So then he rushed to the doctor. Doctor said there is a block, angiogram. I told him, don't go for angiogram. Some of these diagnostics you should not go for it. Leave it alone. Endure and see what happens. Where will go angiogram? Where will it go? It can be done. No hurry. In 40s, why angiogram? No hurry. Do some pranayama, etc. and see how it happens. Thoda bharosa karo. You have some, leave something to the God. He went to the angiogram. So then angiogram means necessarily some blocks will come. Now he will tell 3 blocks, 40%, 30%, 70%. What do you want? I don't want anything. Please take out all the tubes, I will go home. You should say. Will you be able to say? You will not be able to say. Because all the relatives are sitting around, they will push you, this, that, so you cannot walk out. Okay, then put a stent. First he will put a stent. Then he suggests, let us put another stent also. Then the stent is an external element it is. It is not part of the body. It is xeno, they say. It is a foreign thing it is. And therefore body rejects it. Body reacts and all platelets will be rushing towards the stent. Therefore, to drive away the platelets, you have to put a medicated stent, another thing again. So it will go on and on and on. A person who went for one stent will be doing every 6 months, 1 year will be doing stents only. So maybe sometimes it is needed, I don't know. There are 2 opinions about the stent. One is they are essential, another is they are not needed. Both are there. Don't think that stents are needed is the final opinion of the medical field. No. That's why I suggest have endurance, surrender, endurance, higher power. So get hold of some of these phrases. They will help you. You teach yourself, endure, kṣamā karo. Then I tell you one more thing. I am not exaggerating. If there is pain in some part of the body, whether it is knee pain or heart pain or this pain or stomach pain, whatever pain, you pay attention to the pain. Be a witness to the pain. Pay attention and watch the pain. Pain is not some fixed thing, that it is a fixed thing, it is there, I should get rid of it. It is an enemy, it should not be there. All these ideas are wrong. It is not an enemy, it is a guest. Earlier it was not there, now it has come, so it is a guest. And it need not be driven away. I can as well live with it. At least for some time, I can handle it, I can live with it. Guest, when a bacteria enters the system as a guest, you have to respect the guest. And so, take easy. Why you take it so seriously? Take easy. And therefore, you examine the pain, watch, pay attention. Then this attention, this sakshi bhava, has a therapeutic effect upon the pain. You please take it. I am telling you. I am not suggesting some kind of ruggedness or foolhardiness. No. I am suggesting your endurance. You endure it. Pay attention to it. Watch it, how it is functioning. And don't treat it as an enemy. Look at it as some guest which demands some endurance, and watch it. Learn to live with it for some time. All of this approach will have, I have described it in a multiple ways, but it is the same thing. That will have therapeutic effect. That is what I am saying. Therapeutic effect will be there. That means some endorphins or whatever will be liberated in the system, and the pain will be reduced. Real therapeutic effect is there. In endurance, there is the physical endurance. So, therefore you repeat silently, you watch, say Rama, Shri Rama, or Om. Don't say Om. You say Om, Om. Like that with Om, you endure it silently. And then the pain will reduce. You need not do anything about it. Generally, when you get headache, don't rush to Tylenol. Keep it, let it be there for a while. What will happen? Heaven is not going to fall. Let it be there for a while. Keep Tylenol, headache, put it. You should not do that. These people advertise wrongly. What they advertise, daily night time you take one ibuprofen tablet, 250 milligrams. Next day morning you will wake up like a young man without any pain. That is how they advertise. Means even when you do not have any real problem of pain, there may come problem of pain likely, therefore you take 250 milligrams ibuprofen in the beginning itself. That is wrong, But ibuprofen is an acid, carboxylic acid. It has ulcer-causing qualities in large doses for a long time. It has that problem. There's no problem. You take ibuprofen plus a rabiprazole combination you take. So ibuprofen reduces pain, but causes acidity in the tummy, and rabiprazole reduces the acidity, but damages the kidney somewhere. So what is this game? You should not play this game. You should have endurance, physical endurance. I will give you a mantra. The mantra is, the entire physiology and the psychology belongs to nature and belongs to God.
Doctors will be out of business.
I mean, to a limited extent, in the initial stages of illness, you can practice this. This attitude, you believe me, it reduces your psychological dependence, or let us say your dependence on medicine first, and doctor and hospital next. Otherwise, you will be going around the doctors all the time with a big file. And you have to go to multiple doctors, not one doctor. Now there is no family physician left. Earlier there used to be family physician. Suppose you go to a family physician, sir, I could not get sleep, can you help me? Why you did not get sleep? Did you fight with your spouse or what? Because he is a family physician, he knows all the details of the family. Don't, I will give you a pill, all right, but don't fight with your spouse, be harmonious, then you will get better sleep. Like that he will advise, I'll give you a sugar pill. Sugar pill, placebo, and his problem is solved. Homeopathy is another thing. It is a faith medication, nothing more than that. Faith medication. Therefore, family physician is gone. Now, where should I go? Sometimes I get this doubt. I have some small illness. I want to go to a doctor and consult. Which doctor I have to consult? I don't know. I have stomach upset. Which doctor I have to consult? General physicians are not available anywhere. I would love to consult a general physician, but there are no general physicians. Then only gastroenterologist you have to consult. The moment you go to gastroenterologist, he is ready with endoscopy. Arey, what endoscopy, appa? Very problematic. That's why there is a solution for that. You fast for 24 hours. Stomach upset, fast 24 hours. Drink warm water. Fast 24 hours. And see what happens. If still no development, then you can go and consult. Endurance is a noble virtue. Kṣamā is a noble virtue. It will take you out of helplessness, and so otherwise people become helpless. So therefore you need a kṣamā. In any case, body-mind belongs to the nature. Nature will take care of it. God will take care of it. And so if it has to fall, let it fall. What a big deal. Like that. Mahatmas are like that. Mahatmas live like that. They don't run to the doctors all the time. And some people, they will have a team of doctors to serve them. They are cooked, I tell you. You have a team of doctors, cooks, many cooks spoil the broth. Aisa ho jata hai. And they will be fighting among themselves. This Swami will be sitting there helpless, and they are fighting with each other. Half a dozen of them. You need one doctor and one medicine and no surgery. Surgery is the failure of medicine. You should not go for surgery. Why surgery? Up to an age you may go for these things, but after a particular age, no surgery. Because the body won't heal. After 75, 80, if you go for surgery, it won't heal. And suppose the person lives another 5 years, it takes another 3 years to heal. What will you get out of it? It is a very bad trade-off. In 30s, 40s, you go for something, it is understandable. So, the kṣamā, it is a very useful thing. Physically, you should develop this endurance, physical, then psychological. So, you see, why there is psychological pain, sorrow? Psychological pain means sorrow. Why there is sorrow? You have to understand the fundamentals of sorrow. There is sorrow only because you resist. Psychologically, not physical. Psychological resistance. I give you an example which I gave earlier a lot of times. I went to a home for bhiksha. That is the day when MSET results came. And the boy, I knew the boy. I saw him outside playing cricket. I called him. He is playing cricket, very busy. Hey, results, what happened? I failed, he told me, and ran and he is playing his cricket because his colleagues are waiting there. He failed the exam and happily playing cricket. And I went inside for bhiksha. Amma is very unhappy. I did not ask her, why are you unhappy? Because I knew already. But without my asking, she told, Swamiji, did you notice what happened? God is God made me very unhappy. I worshipped God so many times, so much vrata I have done for this boy to pass exam. Why, what happened? He failed the exam. Amma, don't worry. When one door is closed, another door is open. Don't look at the closed door. Stop looking at the closed door and look around. There may be another door is already opening. So between the mother and the son, who is happy and who is unhappy? The son is happy. He is the one who has to join the engineering college. He is doing fine. Then I asked him, what will you do? I will do commerce, commerce I will do. I am not interested in engineering. He is happy. He failed the exam. He is happy. Mother is unhappy. Why mother is unhappy? Because she resists psychologically what is. The fact of life, you do not resist psychologically. I don't know whether it applies to some diseases like cancer, etc., cancer or heart problems, etc. So suppose you know that you have some heart problem and now you resist it psychologically. Why God should send it to me, I should live long, this, that. You resist it psychologically. It will give you more trouble than when you accept it and treat it. This applies to heart and then malignancy, etc. Generally it is said, recently also I heard a news, a person was diagnosed with malignancy and the moment the diagnosis was told to him, it became virulent and he died within 2 weeks. It was there for a long time. It begins first stage, second stage, third stage and crosses all those stages and come to fourth stage. And if he is not diagnosed, he will continue to live for some more time. And but diagnosis happens, he goes to the hospital because he is suffering and so the doctor diagnoses it, that happens. And so it can be hidden from him, but then he has to be informed. That is, hiding is not the solution. He should be informed. But by then he should have psychological acceptance, no resistance of what is. What is resistance is like going and hitting the wall with the head. You will hurt yourself. You see, I give you an example. I hope you appreciate the example. Suppose you are walking in Manhattan on a footpath. Lots of people will be there. So, how do you walk in such a milieu of people? How do you walk? You will be walking. Anybody who comes in your way, you skirt. You go by the side. You don't dash, go on dashing with everybody. Right? Or you dash, whosoever comes you will dash him. That is not the way to move forward. Whosoever comes your way in a big group of people, you skirt the person and somebody else will come, you skirt him. Somebody else will come, you skirt him. That is how you progress. Right? Same thing you should do in life. Suppose some illness comes, you don't dash it. You accept it. Kind of skirt it and move forward. So psychological acceptance is the first, it's a panacea for many problems. In fact, you can write a law in mathematical terms. The intensity of distress, psychological pain I am telling, I again went back to physical pain, psychological pain. So the psychological, both are connected, that is also there, interconnected. The psychological pain or sorrow is directly proportional to the amount of psychological resistance that you exert. The more you resist, the more pain it is. The less you resist, the less the pain. You stop resisting altogether, that is called kṣamā. Then there will be no pain. So, People have to understand. So, you see, the resentment, resistance, resentment, you should overcome. You stop resenting, endure it, accept it. If you can even love it, if you can. So, you see, suppose you lose a valuable object, you have lost it already. Now you want to resent the loss, resist the loss, or accept the loss. You decide. You have to kṣamā, you accept the loss. Then sometimes people lose wealth. They accept the loss. I knew a Mahatma. He became a sannyasi later. He was a family person. 3-4 sons were there. They were well-to-do family, upper middle class. These sons, they are doing some business. They took their earnings and their savings and invested in some finance company which will give better returns. It's a wrong move. You should not do that, because they give interest. He pays interest first month, gives interest. You feel very good. Oh, how much interest I got. Normally the bank will give 4%, while these people give 8%. Double income you get, so you feel very good. And second month also they give interest, you feel very good. Third month he doesn't appear. He gave interest because he never had any intention to give you the principal amount. He got away with the principal amount. They were devastated. The 3-4 sons, devastated. The amount in their business, whatever they have earned in the last 3-4 years is gone, wiped out. Then this old person, who is a great Mahatma, wise man, he called them and assembled them and their wives, assembled them, told them, you accept it. You live a simpler life, work hard, continue the business and make some more wealth. You will be able to do it. But first, accept this loss. Don't ever cry about it, don't ever talk about it. Because if you talk, you will become unhappy. Don't blame anybody, don't curse anybody. Don't curse the fate, don't curse the God, don't curse yourself. Wife cursing the husband, why should you put there? Husband cursing the wife, you advised me. Stop all this nonsense. No resistance, no resentment, just accept it. You know what they did? They accepted. All of them. And they lived as if nothing happened. And within 2-3 days, the calamity is behind them. And they worked hard and they made some more wealth in the coming next 2-3 years. Therefore, even when a person loses wealth, he should not resent or resist psychologically. You have to accept. That is called kṣamā. Similarly, sometimes we fail to achieve the goal that we have in mind. We fail to achieve. You work hard to reach a goal, but you fail. You fall back, fall down. Then you can curse yourself, you can remain. The sense of failure is the most painful psychological event. Because that ego gets shaken. Ego wants success. And now failure means the ego is hit severely. That is the failure. Physically there is nothing much. So, but therefore, failure is very hard to digest. And whenever you remember failure, your mood sinks. This is the problem of failure. This is how people suffer, by the memory of the past. When you remember the past, you forget all the good deeds that happened to you. Good turns that happened to us, we forget easily. And the failures that were there in our life, they will be staring in our face, the memory of the past. And people become very sorrowful. Because failure is very painful. I failed. you did not fail. The events are supposed to happen that way. Higher power drives our lives. When we succeeded, it is not we succeeded. When we failed, it is not we failed. And therefore you accept the failure and move forward. Don't sit there. Move forward. Don't get stuck with the failure. Move forward. That acceptance is called kṣamā. Then in life, two people are there. One loves the other. The other rejects the love. You bless, forgive, move forward. That is called kṣamā. So, therefore, the point, I will now conclude it, the point is the intensity of emotional distress that people get is proportional directly to the amount of resentment and resistance they exert towards a given happenstance or happening. Therefore, you just develop the knack of accepting it. Acceptance, kṣamā. So, what is done already cannot be undone. You tell yourself. You cannot turn the clock backward to redress the mistake. So, okay, let me go back 10 years where there was a mistake and I will correct it and come forward 10 years. Can you do that? You cannot turn the clock back. Therefore, what is the use of developing inner resistance when you cannot undo, when you cannot turn the clock back? Better you accept it instead of developing inner resistance. Therefore, endurance, kṣamā, is endurance which is accepting what is without resistance. It is like you want to go out of this hall. You don't go through the glass. You don't go through the wall. You will be hurt. You go through the door. The resistance, the resentment and resistance are like trying to go through the glass outside. It will not work. It will only hurt. Therefore, endurance is also acceptance without resentment. If there is resistance in your mind, it may be there, it will be there generally. And if there is resentment, resistance and resentment, you watch the mind. Same again. You watch the resistance and you abide in the now. One more. You abide in the now. Don't mull over the past. Say yes to the present. Welcome the present. Embrace the present. Say yes to the present. The resistance and resentment that you find lingering in your mind, you watch it. They vanish. Okay? So, I will tell you, I'll conclude it. It is the thinking which develops resistance and resentment. Don't identify with the thinking. Be the witness. So, otherwise, be the knower behind the thinker. Don't be the thinker. Be the knower behind the thinker. You will be able to overcome resentment and resistance. So this is how kṣamā has to be practiced. So I am discussing about kṣamā. I am done mostly. So tomorrow we will say what Dharmaraja said and conclude it. Today, let me see whether I can... here is a question. The Atma in a scholar and an animal like a dog are one and the same, like Akasha, the Gita verse, you know. Now, but for religious rituals, why do they give their example? that Ganga water brought in the leather bag is not considered pure to explain the fact that people born in various castes or as women are not pure and thus prohibited from Vedic recitations. You see, example does not decide anything. You have to understand that. Example doesn't prove anything. We are not using examples to prove the point. The point is made. The proposition, the thesis is enunciated. The thesis is pronounced. Atma is one in all. That is the thesis. You pronounce it. And then people may have doubt, how it can be one? Give an example. Like the life in a cow, in a dog, in a man, is the same life. Like the electricity in a bulb, in the fan, is the same electricity. Like that we give example to support the vision of oneness. But people who live in dualism, they don't understand oneness. In fact, they don't want to understand oneness. They don't like oneness. They resent the oneness. Therefore, they don't accept your example. They bring another example. And what is the example? Ganga water is pure, but when it is brought in a leather pouch, it becomes impure. That is the example. Is not the example silly? Ganga water is pure or water is pure? What do you mean by Ganga water is pure? Ganga water is not pure, it is very impure. Did you ever see a bottle of Ganga water? It is green, light green. Light green, very light green. Greenish tinge you can see. What does it mean? The biological impurities are very much there. Is that not clear? Ganga water is not pure. Thames water is pure. Therefore, you just imagine that Ganga water is pure. You imagine leather pouch is impure. And now Ganga water, which is originally pure, put in the leather pouch, became defiled. That is how you imagine. Your example itself is wrong. The people who are rooted in division, who have such obscurantist thoughts that low caste people are defiled, women are defiled, they give such silly, bad examples to make their point. The point is wrong, the example is wrong. The Gita makes a point, it is the same Atma in all, and it gives an example. The point is right, the example is right. Here the question, what the question says, for them that is right, for these people this is right. That is how the question is. It is wrong. There are no two rights in the same topic. 2 into 3 is equal to 5 they say, 7 these people say. For those people 5 is right, for these people 7 is right. It will not be like that. Karmani vikalpaha, jnanena vikalpaha. In understanding, there are no alternatives, this or that. Only in karma there can be alternative. Therefore, these people who believe that different caste people are, some of them are defiled, some of them are pure, etc., and who assume that women are impure, etc., as it is mentioned here, they are ignorant, they are obscurantist, they should be condemned and they should be dismissed, and their viewpoint should be thrown out. And you have to stay with Gita. It is not about example. Okay? Because the way the question is presented, should I understand, as long as we identify with the body, we are not pure. But the moment we identify ourselves with the pervading awareness, we are all one and same. Wrong. Even when you identify with the body, Atma is pure. The Ajnani's Atma and the Jnani's Atma are equally pure. Okay, only you have to know it. Therefore, the question has to be properly understood. Now that question is answered. Om Purnamada Purnamidam